Okay, hello?
Why would you start with saying that? Okay, hello?
Good morning, everybody!
Mics are live, we are live, Ultra Podcast Z. Here we go again, people of the internet. It is your boy, Manuel Figueroa. I don't know why I said my last name there, I just regretted it. Oops. Whatever, that's my last name, in case anyone didn't know. I never say my last name. I don't know what I was thinking. The leader of AJ Connections, who apparently says things without thinking. I mean, that's not even me fucking around. I really do say things without thinking. Joining me as always is Nyaru.
I am Nyaru. I am the failed idol turned VTuber. I'm eating pizza right now, so if you hear some eating ASMR, I know my viewers love that. So y'all are in for a treat. I have three slices of pizza. That's stuffed bread with the cheese and the bacon and the meat inside. And a little bit of that pasta stuff, and some marinara sauce. That's my dinner. Alrighty. Okay, that's enough.
All right.
Snakz, yeah.
Whoa.
Okay, and hello everyone. I'm Snakz, and I like horror movies.
Yes, because tonight is the first of the freaking UPZ spoopy podcast episodes. We're talking horror movies tonight. Ooh, spooky. And all, ooh, yeah. We're gonna put that word live actually. And let me also.
Wait, I just noticed. Wait, hold on. I just noticed you put on the tags social eating.
Oh,
yeah, there you go.
I'm not gonna lie. When I put that,
why do you?
Because I'm not gonna lie. When I put that
battle royale.
Okay, when I do the DTLs, it's always a joke. I mean, no one sees it live, but it's always a joke before we go live. That I'm always like, okay, what are our tags going to be tonight? I'm like, social eating I did put there on purpose, because typically someone's always eating on the DTL. Like, usually more than one person, like, more than once. But like social eating, I put ballroom dancing in the past, but I forgot to change those tonight. So whatever they are, oops.
Yeah, oopsie.
So yeah, I actually forgot. But yeah, social eating fits. That was on accident. that was a holdover from DTL.
It worked out.
It's perfect. It's perfect.
Oh my god. But yeah, we're doing horror movies because nothing's scarier than a social eating, right? Eating in a social setting. Performed.
That's correct.
Action.
COVID.
Why is Manuel trash? You son of a bastard!
Hey, he just is.
Oh, I thought it was Snakz who said that. Damn it, no. I thought Snakz called me trash and like sources trust. No, it's Nyaru called me trash.
Sources trust me, bro.
Anyway, yeah, I'm just trash. I'm like your local trash panda. Just rolled. I'm not even a trash panda. That's too cute. I'm just your local like crusty opossum that like rolled out of your neighborhood dumpster and
You're one of those LA city rats.
Yeah, one of the you're a New York rat.
No, have you seen the
nasty one?
No. I think New York rats are a lot better than LA city rats.
have you guys seen like those pictures of like I think it was at a Foot Locker like years ago that some guy found a rat and it was like the size of like a small dog. It was like it was big. But yeah,
the only rat one I remember from recently was the pizza rat.
The
pizza.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that dude got it. That dude's awesome. That was fucking Splinter, like bringing the pizza to the Ninja Turtles. He's like, I gotta feed my kids. Oh my god. But yeah, what are we doing? We actually do have an outline. Let me actually go over it real fast. We're doing horror movies. We're gonna cover some update nonsensey bullshit like we always do before we start. I mean, we're already in this. With some of the bigger topics we're gonna cover tonight are our first horror movie experiences, our fave types of horror movies, our favorite horror movies bar none of any genre and why. And this is actually a topic that I wanted to make its own. The one I'm about to mention right now is a topic I wanted to make it its own UPZ one day, but I feel like it's too thin of a topic for that. But I want to talk briefly, at least, of the rise and the fall of the Asian horror movie. I don't know if you guys are like the right age to remember like how crazy those were like about 10 plus years ago.
I remember a couple of them.
So yeah, we're talking a bit about that, and not only that kind of ties it into like some of the more Asian-y things that we haven't really covered at UPC in a while. So I feel like I wanted to tie it in, and we're not going to do that much of it during the Halloween. So that's gonna be a little way to tie it in. And then more horror movie stuff, probably randomness, and then we got our closing, all that bullshit. But yeah, so what's new with everyone? Nyaru, you had your subathon this weekend.
At my subathon, it was pretty cool. I actually exceeded my goal.
Oh shit!
100%, like 200%. Yeah. So my original goal was 100 subscribers, and I had to read the B movie script while saying "yeah" at the end of every end of every line, while caramel dancing is playing in the background. Obviously, everyone had a good time with that, seeing me suffer. I read the whole thing. It was pretty chaotic. I hated it. I have PTSD from it. Anyways, after that, if I reached an additional 150 subs, I would open a merch store and voice request. So that's happening.
Oh, so you're opening a merch store? If I reach 200,
yes, I am opening a merch store. Merch is in the works currently. And then, of course, if I reach 200 subs, I get my own original song. And obviously, I'm at 200 subs, so I'm getting my own original song, even though I'm really bad at singing.
Let's go!
Let's go! Let's get these carbohydrates! Yes.
You can be like the Asobic girls.
Yes,
oh my god!
I body Asobic girls. Oh my god.
I mean, yeah, they stole your debut song already. Come on, it's like you gotta get on it.
Stole it. Even though it's like their fourth single, it's
I
fine.
know.
Other than that, let's see. It's my birthday this week. I'm pretty hyped. I'm turning 18 again. Season 5.
Season 5 of 18.
Season 5. Yes, I'm turning 18 again, which is pretty fun. I have a birthday stream coming up on Saturday, October 3rd, at my normal time, which is like 5 o'clock y'all's time, 8 o'clock my time. So if you want to come celebrate my birthday, I'll probably do like a little karaoke. If anyone like sent me fan art, I'll probably like be looking at it on stream. What else? Someone already like made me something, like handmade me cat ears. I'm really excited for that. I really want to wear those, even though you can't see me. I'm still gonna wear them. If they get here, they probably won't get here because they're all the way in the UK. But yeah, birthday and the stream turned off.
No, well, it's back now. It's back now.
Oh, okay, whatever.
That was my own. That was my fault because I opened a bunch of shit to say that we were live, even though I shouldn't have. But
okay, well, fuck you.
I know.
Well, fuck you.
I waited till you talked when I did it. So anyway, keep going.
Anyways, yes. Birthday this week. I have details on if you want to help me celebrate on my Twitter. So let me get that because that's pretty important. And then of course I have my regular schedule for the week, stream every single day. I have Flight Sim, Toho, a date night with chat, and of course birthday stream coming up this week. So if you want to check it out, feel free to check out that link. That's right there. Yes,
nice. Nice. Yeah, I need to update all the Nightbot stuff for you, especially. But yeah, well, that's a lot more eventful than our own nonsense. Snakz plays a lot, streams a lot. He streamed Toilet in Wonderland with me the other day on Thursday. That's up on the A2J Plays channel if you want to look at that. I mentioned before we started, our audio is a little wonky for the first 15 minutes or so because I didn't realize Snakz was like yelling into his mic basically. Oops.
I didn't mean to.
So bear with it. It does get better, and it to be honest, the game gets better too. Because like at the beginning, we didn't know what we were doing. I was even a little worried that the game wasn't gonna be fun enough for the stream. But yeah, and there's actually a bit of like. It's too hard to explain here, but there's a bit of like my own headcanon lore between a character in that game and my character, quote unquote, from Among Us that I play. So yeah, I have a little headcanon lore that it's the same person who survived Toilet in Wonderland and ended up in Among Us. So yeah, that's
yeah. Also Mario kills you.
Oh, Mario! There's a freaking. I forgot all about that. There's a jump scare Mario like. Out of nowhere, the game turns into Mario EXE. It's like, what the hell was that, huh?
Yeah, I've heard of the Mario EXE.
No, like he jumped. Yeah, it was fucking insane. I wasn't expecting that, and like, there were legit jump scares. We didn't have cameras on for that one because, not gonna lie, I spent all day that day trying to get the stream to work in a different way. And then we find like, fuck it, Snakz, you'll play it, and I'll just stream it off of you. And the stream went fine, funny enough. Like, that was never an issue once Snakz took over. But we never turned our cameras on. I didn't turn mine on. But I wish I had, because you would have saw me, like, jump. It was great. It was great. But anyway, Snakz, what's new with you?
Not much, other than it's my birthday tomorrow as well.
Oh, it is.
I will also probably have a birthday stream. I don't know what I'm going to be playing yet, but other than that, no. I mean, I got a new chair. It's nice for my lower back, and we got Phantasmagoria on Thursday, so look forward to that. I'm going to be streaming that, but that's pretty much it. I know I want to play a lot of horror games and scary games and stuff for the month of October, so I'm excited to do that.
Are you gonna be playing any horror games at all, Nyaru, during your month of October? I know it's September, by the way. Now, actually, to address that, Nestor in the chat mentioned, guys, it's September. Well, to me, it's September. I actually thought that this was the first week of October when I was planning the all the Halloween schedules, and then when I wrote out like 5 weeks of things, I was like, oh, that week's not in October, but I just kept it, so that's why we're starting a week early. Oops. But anyways, are you playing
this week anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah, are you playing any spoopy games, Nyaru?
Yes, I am playing. I think I'm gonna play like 2 or 3 spoopy games. I have Hello Neighbor and Yumeniki. I have the Steam remakes of Yumeniki, and then I also got Who's Your Daddy. I don't know if that's considered horror, but
it's actually
it's scary enough. It's scary looking enough to be played in Halloween.
Who's Your Daddy?
Wait, what? Who's Your Daddy?
It's so hilarious.
So.
This.
Yeah. You see why I want to play October?
Yeah, it's funny.
Yes, those are the kind of games I have planned probably for this coming month. Otherwise, I don't know. I don't know what the heck I have planned. Those are the only 3 games I have planned. But if y'all have anything in mind, I don't mind coming on for Wednesday night gaming for y'all.
Nice. It's funny because we were talking about Nyaru's ASMR eating whatever earlier, but that weird sound you just made right now was the funniest ASMR thing I've heard so far. No, I can't even do it.
Okay.
Whatever you did right now.
Eating one of my son uncles was eating chicken nuggets, like one of these spicy chicken nuggets, and I had to do it like an ASMR style. It was hilarious. I wish I can like clip it and show y'all right now.
Like open mouth, like not like open mouth, but you're like open wide, kind of like everything's exaggerated. It's funny because how do I say this? It doesn't matter why I actually have it, but I do have one of those really, really sensitive mics that one uses for ASMR. I have lying around. If it wasn't for like the Rona times, I could probably be like, hey, I should invite someone over. They could do ASMR like A to J things or some shit like that. But not only would I not want to.
Actually, I think it's hilarious. I don't know why. It's really fun to do.
Anyways, let's move on to horror movies. I just realized we're gonna just start talking about ASMR. I already know us. We're gonna talk about ASMR for 20 minutes. So let's talk about our first horror movie experiences. I can't spell. No, what was your Snakz? What was your first horror movie experience?
I think because they were like too scary and gory, I wasn't allowed to watch them. But I remember my family watching Child's Play 2 in the living room, right? And my mom told me, the whole family was over. My aunt and uncles were over. They said, you can't come into the living room. Go to your room and play your Nintendo because you can't come in here, right? So I came in. I think it's part 2, but I think I was like, I'm thirsty. I need to go get some water. And I walked in when they were like electrocuting him or something, and they were like, "You can't see this," and they rushed me out of the room.
No, it's funny you mentioned Child's Play 2 because like last night when I was writing the outline, And I got really stuck when it came to talking about my first horror movies I ever really saw. And then one of them I remember watching was Child's Play 2. But it was, I think my brother, because, okay, we had cable when we were growing up. It was like, we had like a black box or whatever. So we would have all the channels or whatever. And I remember he would, he, as in we, would watch horror movies and stuff like that. And, you know, other stuff too. But we watched horror movies when we weren't supposed to really late at night. And I just remember he was going to watch some horror movies. Like, you probably don't want to see this one. I hadn't really watched many at the time, any horror movies, so I went to go sleep somewhere else. But I got up to go, like, to the living room past the kitchen where he was watching it. And there's a scene in Child's Play 2. I don't know if you remember this part, Snakz, if you've seen it later. It's not the scene you're talking about. But there's a scene where Chucky has a ruler, and he's gonna like beat this teacher with it, like kill her with it. But he's walking, and I'm pretty sure that's a person in a costume. It's not like, you know, it's not like a bad Chucky doll or whatever. It's like a person, because like the first two movies use a person in a costume too, and like, you know, kind of they use like the Hobbit thingy where they would make things bigger or whatever. Anyways, and he's walking, and that scene scared the shit out of me. And to this day, every so often when I think of things that scare me, I just remember Chucky walking. You know, I'm pretty sure it was a little person in a costume with a roller, just scared the shit out of me. But yeah, that scene. The rest of the movie is whatever when I eventually did see it, but that scene still fucks with me.
I never actually went back and watched Child's Play 2, only because I don't like Chucky. He kind of creeps me out, and I'm like, you know, yeah, even still, like, I'm like, I'm okay.
Were you a fan of Chucky growing up, Nyaru?
Oh, really? My mom, she would tease me about not liking Chucky because she had a Chucky doll when she was a kid. So she would bring it out and threaten that Chucky will get me if I don't behave. No. So obviously, now I can watch the Child's Play series like no problem. But I do have a little bit of like trauma from when she would threaten that Chucky would get me if I don't fall asleep or eat or finish my dinner or whatever.
What the fuck? Well, I remember, two things. One, when I really was watching Child's Play movies later on, I watched Child's Play 3, which is the one where like in a military camp, or military school, I mean. And that one was kind of funny. That was when it was kind of really starting. So I remember not being too scared. And I also, when I was like the right age to really be watching movies on my own, Bride of Chucky came out. And that was, of course, the one, you know, where he gets married and shit like that. But Jennifer Tilly's in that one. But my then girlfriend, my like old high school girlfriend, I think I bought her Chucky dolls because she wanted them like at Hot Topic or some bullshit. You know, I think I told this story before in a past DTL. But I had bought her Chucky dolls, and we brought them home to her house, and we went to go watch Bride of Chucky because it was like a thing we were gonna do circa Halloween, I'm sure. And she went to put the dolls away in her closet or whatever. And then when the movie was done, we went back to go like get the dolls for whatever reason, to go check on them or whatever. And the Chucky doll was gone. And
hell no.
Yes, and to this day, I'm not joking. Yeah, and don't get me wrong, we were scared shitless. We were like, where the fuck's the doll? Where the fuck's the doll? And we did eventually find it, and it was like behind her bed. And to this day, to this very single day.
No.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah,
hell no.
No, we never knew what happened. Like, we were definitely home, like, at her place alone when this happened. And I didn't do it. And she said she didn't do it, and obviously there was past. I mean, we were together for a while after this, and we would still bring it up. There'd be a point when you'd admit it, probably right after, you know. But no, it was like we were both scared shitless, and we were both just like, we're gonna take them in the living room with us. We're gonna sit them on the other couch or whatever, just like not like get our eyes off of them. But yeah, that was our Chucky doll experience. And I'm pretty sure she got rid of them. Like, she got rid of them at a yard sale or some shit like that. Like, not that long afterwards. Like, within like 6 months or so, she like sold them at a yard sale.
Like, come back in some way. Like, shit.
I know.
That's scary. Anyways, I want to read this. Can I read this real quick?
Yes.
The Fitness Grand Pacer test is a multi-stage aerobic capacity test for progressively to get more difficult as it continues. The 20-meter pacer test will begin in 30 seconds. Line up at the start. The running speed starts slowly, but gets faster each minute after you hear the signal beep. A single lap should be completed each time you hear the sound. D. Remember to run in a straight line and run as long as possible. The second time you fail to complete the lap before the sound, your test is over. Thank you, Zaku.
Wait, what test?
I love reading copy pastas. Okay, I think they're hilarious.
Oh my god, that's a copy pasta.
Yeah. Did you see it? Yeah. It's about the pacer test that people took in school.
I had to take one of those when I was first diagnosed with my heart condition. So.
Really?
I never took one, but I know like of it, and I'm like, oh yeah, hell no.
Fun. They're not fun, but you know that helped me get diagnosed with my condition. So. Anyways, yes.
Huh.
I guess it's my turn. Now for horror movies. Okay. The first one I ever saw. First one I ever remember seeing. Cause I'm pretty sure I've seen horror movies before, but it's just like I was like ooh scared and like I couldn't watch it, so I like run away crying. But the first one I genuinely remember is when I went to my cousin's house. When I used to live in Texas, I went to their house when I was a kid, and we had a sleepover one night with like his neighbors or whatever, and we watched. I think it was called Leprechaun. Leprechaun.
Yeah.
Leprechaun. I think you know which one I'm talking. Yeah, Leprechaun. That was the first. I think that was the first one I ever remember seeing. I was scared shitless. I hated it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, that was the first one I really, really remember watching. Other than that, the only ones like throughout my childhood I also remember watching are Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, what else? Whatever 80s shit. All the 80s shit, I probably watched it.
It's funny because Nyaru, last podcast we had, she talked about the Nightmare on Elm Street trilogy, which honestly, that's the way I always considered it too. And I don't think I ever saw 4 and 5 until I was like...
I only stopped watching after Dream Warriors.
No, same.
Everything else is just like, it's okay. But the first 3, hell freaking yeah.
No, like,
I actually have... No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
You actually have what?
I actually have something to say about Nightmare on Elm Street because, I haven't seen this particular Nightmare on Elm Street, but long time ago, I went with my school to take a tour of UCLA, and the person giving the tour guide near UCLA went by the clock tower and was like, hey guys, we're in the main area, but if you notice that this clock tower might look familiar, you'll know that it's from Nightmare on Elm Street when so-and-so gets his guts hanging out all over in front of everybody in the public. I'm like, yeah. I was like, wow, okay.
I wonder which one that one was.
I don't remember. I think they said it was like 5 or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think it's because if I remember, part 5 was the one that like there was definitely a sequence with the clock tower, because that was like, I think they were trying to pretend the clock tower was in a church or something. But I only saw 4 and 5 like once in my adult years, and I was like watching all the series on DVD, like when I owned the box set. But part 1, and I actually have this in the notes. The first Nightmare on Elm Street, I watched it like on a TV edit, so it was missing most of the gore. So it was like something they were showing like our local. I
never watched Nightmare on Elm Street when it's on TV. I was like, get it on streaming service now.
No, well now things are a lot easier. But back then, like I think we even had it recorded. Like we had recorded it off a TV like that. That's how I watched it for most of my early years. But there was a scene that they still kept in. I mean, well, they kept in everything except they just cut out most of the gore. But there's a scene that still fucks me up to this day. And I mentioned it to Snakz as we were watching a live stream of Nightmare on Elm Street recently. The very first dream sequence, well, actually the first, but like when Nancy, the main character, like they kill her friend, and she's falling asleep in school, and she's falling asleep, and there's a guy who's standing up and reading a passage, and he's reading from the book, and then slowly he's just reading, and he's kind of like mumbling and saying weird shit. And like, first of all, my brother used to scare me with that all the time when, as I got older, like as I was younger, I mean, he would scare me by like reading and pretending he was talking in languages, shit like that. But when she got up and left to the hall monitor's like, where's your hall pass? She's like, fuck you, or whatever, and walks away. And then she turns back around, the hall monitor is like Freddy. It's still the girl. It's still the hall monitor girl, but she's wearing his sweater and she has the claw. Do you know what scene I'm talking about, Snakz? I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, I know what scene you're talking about.
Yeah, I know.
Well, that scene, I tried to get a picture of it. I forgot to actually I forgot to get it ready for the podcast. But that scene and that particular thing, that was probably that and the Chucky walking with the ruler were the two things that and they still kind of affect me to this day, to be honest. It's still kind of yeah, it still gets me. It still gets me. Of all the things from Nightmare on Elm Street, nothing to do with the fucking blood everywhere when she gets cut up and her along the walls. No, none of that. It's it's the hall monitor, just doing that. And it wasn't even Freddy Krueger. It was still the freaking hall monitor girl who was just dressed kind of as him. But it was still creepy. Anyways. Anyway, so yeah, no TV edits for Nyaru. She was too cool for us.
I've seen some TV edits. I used to watch Halloween on AMC.
Oh yeah, I remember. Speaking of
everything but the Nightmare series, I can watch on TV because I don't really care about them. But I feel like if I want, because Nightmare is my favorite franchise, I want to enjoy it as much as I can in its full glory. So I'm gonna not watch any TV edits of it unless I'm really really desperate. And I'll watch it.
And I'm pretty sure, and without a doubt, part 2 was also a TV edit. I think it was the same tape we had. I think they showed 1 and 2 back to back, and then 3 I had saw on USA, one of those up all night thingies or whatever that show they used to have that where they show horror movies. I recorded it off of there, so it was a little less cutty, but it still cut a lot of things out. I'm pretty sure there was no Welcome to Primetime Bitch, and there was no fun stuff like that. And did you know that at the end of the movie when Freddy turns into that snake thing and it's eating the, I forget who the fuck he's eating, but he's eating one of the main characters. Did you know that was supposed to be representative of the Freddy penis? I find that wild. But they talk about that all the time.
I can see that.
Yeah, they talk about that all the time in the making ofs or any documentary about Nightmare on Elm Street. But honestly, speaking of the trilogy, they should have ended it there because that one brought back the character from part 1. Those were supposed to be the last Elm Street kids, the 6 of them that were still alive or whatever. The series should have ended. I don't know why they kept going. I mean, I know why they kept going, but it's bullshit. We should petition to get all the movies canceled. But anyways.
Oh.
Let's talk about our favorite horror movie genres.
Okay. Look, I know I'm gonna be made fun of for this, but I like a lot of found footage movies. Okay.
Oh,
I like Paranormal Activity.
For real, I like those too. Okay.
Look, they're just so ridiculous, and I just get so into it. I'm like.
Okay.
I just think about that. I'm like, oh my god, what if that was me?
Twitter, that I like not only the Nightmare series, but I like the Paranormal Activity series. I think that shit is fucking hilarious.
Okay, at least you find it hilarious. Because
hilarious.
Oh
anything that's the found footage stuff, I find it freaking hilarious. I don't know why. I just laugh through most of it. Does that make me chaotic or something?
A little.
No.
No, well, okay. First of all, let me say this one movie. Hopefully it's still on Amazon Prime. Someone look it up if they can right now. But there's this movie that used to be really hard to find. It's called the Keepsake Tapes. I'm probably mispronouncing that.
Oh yeah, the Keepsake Tapes.
Yeah. It's spelled kind of funny. It's Poughs. Keepsake. I don't know. Just look. If you misspell it into Google, I'm pretty sure they'll correct it for you, and you'll see the movie. And that was not really a found footage movie. A lot of it's footage that the killer filmed, and they just found, they cut it together with it's more of a documentary. That's the better way to put it. A fake documentary. But that movie is a fucking crazy found footage movie. If you want to watch a really crazy, over the top, kind of stupid still, found footage movie. Have you seen it, Snakz?
Yeah, I'm gonna watch this.
Have you seen it, Snakz?
So I've tried to avoid it kinda because
it's pretty.
I like I've heard about it. It's I okay, so I don't know if you've ever seen VHS or anything like that.
Oh yeah,
Have
that's
you seen
another
that
found
movie?
footage one. Yeah, VHS.
So I love that series, right? It's like an anthology, like short stories. But like that movie, it just, I don't know, I just couldn't. I was kind of weirded out to watch it because it's like the view of the killer and all this other stuff, and I'm like,
I'm pretty sure that there's some scenes in there meant to kind of like take the edge off a little. Because I was about to say, there's a scene in there where like she's supposed to pop a balloon. It's hard to explain, but she's like trying to pop a balloon, like the person he's like gonna kill. And the whole time I was like, is this meant to be funny? Is like this supposed to be scary? I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing here. But I'm pretty sure there are still scenes in there like that. But it is a pretty hard. It's not a hard movie to watch. I wouldn't say that. But it is a pretty more serious take on this found footage genre. But like I was saying, it was like they put it in like film things 10 year film festivals like 10 years ago. That it never got released, and only recently have they put it onto like streaming services. So yeah, it was on Amazon Prime when I saw it. That's where I saw it, but who knows? But Paranormal Activity, I've mentioned this before. The scene, the funniest scene in any horror movie of modern memory, of like besides when I was a kid, is like the Ouija board scene when it comes to life on its own.
I don't fuck with Ouija boards. Sorry, I have to tune out. I have a thing with Ouija boards. I'm so sorry. No, that's just no bueno for me.
Wait, so that scared you? Because that was the funniest part of any horror movie I've ever seen.
No, it's just like no. This is like a personal thing with me. Backstory. It just sounds really choony and weird, but I can sense like spirits, and like sometimes I see them. I'm be real with you. I'm not crazy. Please don't think I'm crazy. Don't think I'm crazy. Don't think I'm crazy. No,
I'm not crazy.
Crazy.
I know.
No. Like it's a family history thing that goes back like way back in my family tree. Like everyone on my mom's side is able to like at least sense something. Like it's just a very spiritual side of my family that I'm actively involved in, and we just do not fuck with Ouija boards. That shit's evil. Okay, let me be real. Imposter check.
I know it's me. I said with myself. No, I'm like, I gotta sit up straight. My back is killing me. I need to stop being a shrimp. Anyway.
Oh, posture. I thought you said imposter check. I was like,
No!
I'm not gonna tell you if I'm the imposter.
Yes, but no, I don't mess with fucking Ouija boards. So if that shit has Ouija boards, like any horror movie that has a Ouija board in it, I either like skip the scene or I just avoid the movie completely.
It's funny.
I cannot.
It's funny because there's an entire series of movies called Witchboard. There's a Ouija series too. I forgot about that. There's a modern one, but there's an older one called Witchboard. But yeah, there's movies about it. Now I will say this, and I've said this in the past, and you're gonna love it. You're gonna love us like in 2 weeks or this next week. We're gonna do one on horror games. And it's mainly going to be an RPG Maker and video games and shit like that. But I didn't want to talk about the couple, board gamey type things. So you're gonna love when we talk about that, Konaro. But I mean Nyaru. But first of all,
for next week. I'm sorry. No, I really do have to. That's just a personal thing within me and my family.
So wait,
don't fuck a Ouija board because some shit went down. I'm not gonna go into details, but I don't trust that.
Did you ever see
girl cannot trust.
Did you ever see the online Ouija board that we were gonna play with on stream? Did I ever show it to you?
Oh, yeah,
I don't want to. You don't fuck with Ouija boards. That's
yeah, that's right. Molly mentioned something like that. Yeah.
Well, it wasn't,
Molly said, whenever you do that, I won't be there. Don't tell me about it.
No, because it was funny because there was gonna be a podcast last Halloween. Actually, it's funny because I think Nyaru like stepped it up because I think last year. Don't get me wrong, you were maybe because I didn't actually do it. It was all through messages, I think. But last year we were gonna do it. I think it was gonna be like a Ouija board special. Like we were gonna just fuck around with things online, like find like crazy games. Sorry, we're getting a little distracted from horror movies here. But it was gonna be an episode with Nyaru and Ren. And me and Rachel, who is another friend of ours, who's also on some of the streams in the past, we had found all these things to do online. There was like fortune teller thingies, tarot readings, and Ouija boards. And there was actually a couple, and there was even like the other versions, like the ones that are like meant to be like the Japanese ones and everything. Anyways, and we were like, this would be so much fun, so cool. And the Ouija board actually answers you. Anyway, but when I brought it up to both Nyaru and Ren, they were not having it. And maybe it was because, like I just said, like I was talking about this through a chat, I think, through messages, so I didn't realize how serious Nyaru was. But yeah, damn, that's pretty funny. That
like, I'm serious. My family has backs. We go way back spiritually, so and we've had incidents with Ouija boards. Yeah. Sound like they're calling in for a radio station. Exactly.
Yes,
Manuel, fix it. I told you to fix it.
Manuel, you better fix this right now.
I don't know what
this
to
isn't.
Fix it.
Nyaru sounds like she's calling you from a radio station.
We're We're fixing it live.
Yes, we're fixing it live. For now, what's next on the outline? What's next? That means tasting.
Oh no, we're not actually done yet. We're still talking about the favorite horror. We didn't actually talk about it.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
No, we did. We got sidetracked. We got sidetracked about Ouija boards. Only Snakz mentioned his favorites, and it was found footage.
We don't need to fuck with them.
Huh? Well,
Ouija boards are evil. We don't need to fuck with them.
Well, anyways,
that's it.
That wasn't the topic. That wasn't the topic. All I said was that my favorite scene in a horror movie was when the Ouija board in Paranormal Activity came to life, because I laughed my ass off, and I was in a theater and nobody liked us because me and my friends were laughing, but it was hilarious. I'm sorry. There's no way that was meant to not be a comedy.
Exactly, or at least like a mockumentary or something.
Let me try to get your. I didn't make it fix this live. Oh shit! Don't look at that. Sorry.
Yeah. Did I mention my favorite?
No,
go ahead.
Did not.
Okay, my favorite is Nightmare on Elm Street. Like I said.
Oh shit!
Genre,
sorry.
I meant genre. Sorry. I like.
I muted her.
Of course, like you said, the found footage one. The found footage ones are freaking hilarious. I love watching them. I'll sit there and laugh all day, and watch them whenever I feel like it. Otherwise, what are my favorites? I like I guess like this slasher. I think that's what Nightmare on Elm Street is considered, right? Slasher.
Yeah.
It's considered slasher, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, slasher, like 80s slasher movies. That's another vibe I can go with. Those are really the only two I watch. Anything that has to do with like demons or spirits, I try to stay away from. But I do like the Insidious series. I think the Insidious series is pretty Gucci. I do like that one. I will watch that one. But yeah.
Okay, it's gonna take a while to catch up with the stream, but let me know if that sounds any better. I upped the audio sample rate. I mean, I don't know if that shouldn't be an issue. It should. That's more of a recording thing, but maybe that was the issue. So let me know if that sounds better, worse, different, or the same. But let's keep going.
It sounds either the same or worse.
Okay, it definitely can't. I mean, I guess it could. It shouldn't sound worse because I put it up, so it shouldn't sound worse at the very least. But,
you've been able to pull off some bullshit before.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that would be insane of me. But no, slashers are kind of my favorite too. But I was gonna mention that when I was younger, I used to be really, 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 really into like, and this isn't a genre per se. It's kind of more of a cross multi subgenre. I used to be really into gore movies, like anything kind of like super, super gory.
Yeah. Oh. Another one I like watching, anything to do with like murder or like a murder mystery, things like that. Like
oh my god!
The way she said that, you caught it too. Anything to do with murder?
Anything to do with murder?
Anything to do with murder? Yeah, I love that. Hell yeah! Stabby, yes.
Stabby.
Okay. But yeah, no, I like things like oh god, what the fuck is that movie? The one where I forgot the name of it, and I was surprised I'm forgetting the name of it because I just watched it recently. It's the one where the lady goes to like a serial killer and he's like in a jail or whatever, and they like try to like solve the mystery of like another murder.
Silence of the Lambs. Silence of the Lambs.
Silence of the Lambs. Yes, I love that shit. So freaking good. I love watching that kind of shit. Okay, go back to you. Sorry, I just remembered I like that too.
Goose on a Tuesday? What is this?
Wait. They said that we still sound the same. It says
your issue is you're using XSplit.
Yeah, so
Well,
stop
no,
using
wait.
XSplit.
Well, that
Please
too.
use
No, wait.
Streamlabs.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if it's because we're getting excited, but I did notice that, like, even in my own ears, Nyaru was peaking a little. But once again, I don't know if that's because we're just getting a little heated here.
I got excited.
Yeah.
That was where the peak was.
So I did lower her a little, hoping that would. I don't know if it's actually peaking yours of hearing though. If it's sample rates, I don't know how to fix that.
Oh my god! Said you sound like my mom.
Anyways.
Sound like my
I'm gonna go back to fixing it. Let me just finish my little thing here. You guys don't care how I sound anyway. Is I used to love watching gore movies. One of my favorite, like, that's not really a genre, like I said, but I used to love watching Evil Dead, the series entirely, but the first movie, Evil Dead especially. There's a movie called Dead Alive that's by Peter Jackson. Like, I think it was his first movie, or one of his first. It wasn't the first, but it was one of his first. And I used to think that movie was bad, but apparently I was watching the US edit. The UK edit's a million times better, which is what I suggest. And there's lots of other, like, you know, crazy over-the-top gore movies, and I used to... there's some movies that are very questionable today because, like, they have, like, scenes that no one would want to watch. I didn't want to watch them when I was younger. Like, I used to like watching the cannibal movies. Like Cannibal Holocaust. Yeah, which, by the way, has a video game coming out. Has that game come out already? I remember that they announced a video game of all things. And there's a pseudo remake of sorts. Cannibal Holocaust, fun fact, was one of the first, or was probably the first found footage movie, because the whole point of that movie is they go to the Amazon, or wherever the heck they're going. I forget exactly where they're heading to, but they go to some place like that to go find a missing documentary crew, and they find their film, and they bring it back, and they realize that the documentary crew were being assholes and they got eaten. But yeah, great movie. Honestly, if you watch any cannibal movie, watch Cannibal Holocaust. Just I do think, I probably should suggest this, but it's still worth looking at. I think there is a version online, like, it's totally, not on the legal front, but there is a version you can find online that cuts out the real footage of animals being like killed, which was pointless even at the time. It was all for shock value. But anyway, crazy movies. I used to love watching them when I was younger, though, because I'm a really weird, messed up person. But as I was telling Snakz earlier, I find found footage movies pretty bad, especially when they're found footage ghost movies, because I always feel like, and this is not even found footage ghost movies, this is ghost movies in general. I feel like every ghost movie follows the same format. Spooky things happen. By spooky, I mean kind of nothing. Something knocks over, someone gets pushed by an unknown force, things break, things move, shit like that. And nothing happens really for like 80 minutes. And then maybe the last 10 minutes, something crazy starts really happening. And then the movie picks up. And half the time by then, I'm like, I'm already done. Or it's too cheesy. Like, did anyone like the ending of Paranormal Activity? I thought that was the cheesiest thing ever.
Yes, I did actually.
I did, because exactly, it was supposed to be cheesy, so I like cheesy things, and yeah, I think it was good.
And this
for
is
what I expected.
Also, the Cannibal Holocaust game comes out in November of this year.
Oh, really? So, they missed the good month, you bastards. But
Allie, I think she actually has the situation solved.
Oh, what'd she say? Sorry.
She said there might be two sources on both taking the audio.
Let me try to figure that. Oh shit! I blurred my camera. I'm actually gonna try to fix it again now. The only reason I wasn't fixing it during that past like 2 minutes I was talking, because I suck at multitasking and I wanted to get my thoughts out before I try to fix it again. But my last thing on the found footage movies. Huh?
Fix it.
The directors had the we're talking about Cannibal Holocaust, yeah. Ooh man, that movie was crazy. Yeah, the director had the actors appear in court to make sure that they weren't actually dead, because like some of the footage was considered pretty real. Honestly, if you watch it on DVD today, like on an HD rip or anything HD, it doesn't look too real. But imagine watching that shit like the way I did, especially on like a kind of a repeatedly watched VHS tape, like, on a smaller TV, a smaller CRT, with a bit more scan liney and, grainier television or whatever. And I don't know if anyone really watched VHS tapes, because some of you might be too young for this, but tapes would very famously if you rewound them and fast forwarded to watch the good parts, they would get worn out. And there was always a running joke that if you watched a horror movie or something like that that had like nudity, the good parts would be the nudity. You know what I mean? So you would know when there'd be boobs coming when the tape starts getting fucked up. But when you watch horror movies, typically you would know good things were coming when the tape gets fucked up and starts showing gore. And that would be like, those scenes would be even more fucked up, is what I'm trying to say, like quality wise. So it would probably look like you were watching a snuff movie. If you don't know what a snuff movie is, actually don't Google that. Just take my word for it. You don't want to know what a snuff movie is. I just don't want to talk about that. But wrapping it up with the found footage things, that Paranormal Activity ending is the epitome of what I don't like about found footage movies, because there is no reason for her to bring the body back up there.
You just don't appreciate the cheesiness of it, so of course you're not gonna like it.
There is no reason for her to bring the body back up there to kill him, or to put him there, except for the camera. That's the part that.
So there's 3 endings to that movie.
Well, there are, but they all involve the camera. Realistically, he would have died downstairs, and we would have never saw any more footage. It would have been a scream. Realistically, that would have been the ending, and I probably would have, honestly, I would have felt disappointed, but that would have been the more realistic ending, because found footage movies always bother to the camera, you know. Blair Witch actually addresses it.
I need to watch recently.
No, Blair Witch addresses the people holding the camera, because there's a point where they tell her to put it down, and he's all like, no man, like if I have it up, like this isn't really happening, you know, the dude's going crazy, you know, whatever. But in Cloverfield, it's like, why the fuck is he still holding the camera? Turn that shit off. It's like, I'm like a camera whore when it comes to filming events and shit like that. But even I'm like, oh shit, we're running from like a monster, we're running from death. I'm not gonna be all like, well, camera out. How do you feel about this? Let me get everyone's faces. You know, no. Who does that? And that's the way Paranormal Activity ended for me, as far as I'm concerned. Like, there's no reason for her to kill him upstairs. I don't know.
Look, there's 5 more movies. You gotta watch them.
The Japanese, I've seen the Japanese one, and I've seen part 3. But yeah, there's 2. Yeah, there's 2 part 2s. There's the American part 2 and the Japanese part 2, and they are not related at all.
Oh, I want to go watch. I want to watch the Japanese part 2.
I never seen that. I'm interested now.
Yeah. I'm looking at you now.
Everyone's looking it up. Okay, now let me try to fix the audio while everyone's looking that up, and I'm gonna sync volume adjustment.
I want to read this.
It's called Tokyo Night.
Yeah.
What is this?
How have you guys never heard of this one? You guys know all the.
Are we gonna do a watch party of this? Because we better be fucking doing a watch party of this.
We gotta watch this movie. I can't believe it. Being such a kind of a big fan of this dumb series, and I've never seen this one. Wow.
Watch the trailer.
Okay, there is a thing called per scene audio. Just to answer Callie if she's still there. There is a thing called per scene audio that might have been doubling everyone's voices, and I turned it off. So let me know if you notice a difference. I don't think it should be picking up every different scene, but there are 3 scenes that have our faces on it, so that could be an issue. I'm still gonna mess with it. I'm still gonna keep messing with it, but just let me know if that did anything. I'm not just ignoring it. Callie was actually.
It's got.
Huh? Go ahead. You got what?
No, it's got the trailer has all those cheesy reactions with the night vision and all that stuff.
Oh, I hated those, by the way. That was such a thing for a while.
Love it.
They were like, it's the scariest movie ever.
It's the scariest movie, and now they're coming to Tokyo.
That's terrible. Okay, I'm messing with so many things. I hope some of this is working. But yeah, that's kind of it. Favorite genres of that. Nobody, by the way, some other popular genres nobody mentioned that have like. So I was gonna do more of an opening, and then I kind of got sidetracked with the whole audio issues. Zombies. I used to be a huge fan of zombie movies because those usually crossed in with the gore things, especially the Italian ones. I hate any modern zombie movie really because now they all run. I feel, or they're all too influenced by the running zombies. But then again, I've also wasted like fucking too many years of my life watching Walking Dead. So what do I know? But anyways,
I watched a zombie movie recently. I forgot what it's called. It was a Norwegian or Swedish like zombie movie, and it's about like these college medical the medical school college kids going to like a cabin in the Swiss Alps, I think, or it's just some mountain range that's in Europe, and they all get caught up in like this zombie, like Nazi. There's like a whole bunch of Nazi zombies everywhere.
Oh my god! I know that.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I've never seen it, but I know exactly what movie you're talking about. Is it on Netflix?
I watched it. I watched it. It was okay.
No, I remember what you're talking about because like I remember Fangoria pumped the hell out of it when it came out a while back, and but I've never seen it. It's kind of been on my list, but oh, that's random that you saw that of all movies. It was good though. It wasn't bad. It looked like it was horrible.
Yeah, it wasn't horrible, but you know, it was something. It truly was something. Very, very, very gory though. Like,
oh shit!
Wow.
I wonder if I would like it.
It was actually pretty gory.
Also,
you would like it.
Yeah, I would probably love it. Also, for the record, I'm kind of have a hit or miss relationship with Saw, and I'm not sure if I really consider those like truly gory movies. Like, I think the movies like fuck, what's another one called? The Eli Roth one.
Hostel.
Yes, those are more like gory, but I don't think the Saw movies really are, which is funny because the Saw people always get defensive when you call them torture porn or whatever. I don't really think they're that gory.
Saw. I'm actually too scary to see it.
The first Saw. Wait, what? The Saw movies?
Yeah, I'm too scared to watch it. Someone on my Twitter, because I asked everyone on Twitter, like, what are your favorite horror franchises? Someone said Saw, and I was like, can you watch that?
No, I was actually reminded of that because somebody replied to your tweet with the Saw thingy. So I was like, yeah, oh, yeah. So that's actually why I was reminded of it right now. I used to love watching those. They're really hit or miss towards the end of the series. Well, I guess the series isn't over. They have a new one out. I mean, there's a new one made. It just got delayed because of COVID. But there is a new one. It's like I forgot what it's called. It has a weird name. It's not called Saw or Jigsaw. It's called something else. But there is a new Saw movie. But the first fucking Saw movie is still a classic. And it's crazy because that one has like almost no gore. So that'll probably be a fun one to watch if anyone really cares to watch that series. And unlike the bad M. Night Shyamalan movies, they usually have pretty good twists. Because like at the end, it's always like, oh, what new thing are they gonna reveal? And they play this song, and it all happens really. It's good. You should watch it. It's like watching a really bad a gory detective drama, like TV show or something. But anyways, moving away from that, let's talk about our favorite horror movies, bar none. Fave horror movies, if you have more than one.
Can I say something really quickly? I found it.
What is it?
I found the Paranormal Activity 2 Japanese version.
Oh, where is it?
Link.
Where is it?
Well, it's not by any legal means, but I did find it.
I'm not 100% sure, but earlier this year, and I think it might be gone. Oh, you found some shady.
Generally curious if it's on Shudder.
No, it's not. The only way I've ever seen it is if you start like VPNing yourself around the world and checking Netflix, you might run into it.
Yeah, it should be on Netflix.
The problem is, but that's the problem. The problem is, I did see it on JP Netflix a while back, but it wasn't subtitled. So good luck with that.
Fine, I don't care.
I mean, like, good luck with that. I mean, if you know enough Japanese, maybe it'll get by. And if you know honestly, you could probably watch it and just like follow along.
Exactly. I don't think you need to know too much, but I did find subs for it. So
yeah, his is subs.
Link me that shit, fam.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna start like right now.
Oh my god, Nyaru.
The Discord.
Okay, let me look at the chat real fast. No, wanted to hear what Manuel was about to say to me. It sounded like a compliment. Oh wait, what happened? What was I gonna say to Callie? Spiral? Is that what it's called? Spiral from the Book of Saw? I think that might. It's funny if they actually did call it Spiral from the Book of Saw, because Spiral is the second book novel in the Ring series, as in the series that spawned the Ring movies. Actually, we'll talk about that later if we have time, because we're actually trailing on time. Surprisingly, I thought we would not fill up the time we had. But let's talk about our favorite horror movie before I go into the next one. Or movies if you have more than one. If you can't narrow it down.
I don't actually have any. Really? This is. I did not. I mean, I'm sure that I like some movies more than I do others, but I did not think about this one too much. So. I don't really have. Yeah. I'll think about it.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to guess Nyaru's right now, and it's going to be Dream Warriors, right?
It is.
Yes.
You didn't even need to you didn't even need to play me or anything. No,
it's
you
Dream
can do
Warriors,
that right away.
Yeah. It's gonna be Dream Warriors.
Yeah.
Why do you like it?
Just cause it's so freaking good. Like I can't even describe why it's good. Honestly, I think it's just really good.
It is. For those who don't know, it's a Nightmare on Elm Street movie. In case you have never seen it, without spoiling anything big time, if you know the Nightmare on Elm Street series, it's a series where the killer kills you in your dreams, and the whole point in this one is the survivor from the first movie comes back to the town, that where people are being killed, by this dream monster, and she's all like, "Hey, if you guys are able to fight back by controlling your dreams, basically like lucid dreaming or whatever." So yeah, they're able to become like hero versions of their dream hero versions of themselves.
Yes, that's why it's called Dream Warriors.
Yeah, it's great. Have you covered the song? You should cover the song on one of your
I
streams.
should cover the song.
Yeah, because there's a song called Dream Warrior, Dawkin. Yeah, you should cover
it.
You should cover that one. I love that song. It's a great song. It's on all my playlists.
I got karaoke as part of my birthday stream, so I'll definitely do it.
You should do that, yeah. But it's a great movie. It's my one minor gripe about it, and this isn't a great, people have to die. My one minor gripe about it is the wizard. There's a kid who becomes he's into D&D. I don't know if they mentioned it by name. Yeah, he becomes a wizard.
He's best boy.
Dude,
best boy.
I was hoping either he would live, or at the very least have a better hit at Freddy. Yeah. But yeah, no, he dies pretty badly. Sorry, that's my one spoiler there if you haven't seen it. But he's best boy. I was rooting for him even as a kid, and it was like, I'm just so mad. Okay, I understand some of them had to die. They could have killed one of the other kids. Why'd they kill him? But even if he had to die, he should have went out a little better. That's my biggest gripe. Also, if you, it's kind of where the series becomes really jokey, but there is a scene where they get this one kid and they pull out all of his veins, and Freddy is controlling him like a puppet through his pulled out veins. That scene still freaks the fuck out of me. It's still very cringy for me. It's I wince and I look away.
I gotta watch this movie. I want to watch it.
But yeah, I don't know.
I haven't seen part 3.
Do a watch party of it, honestly.
It's funny because Callie's all I'm sorry, I'm still going off on what Callie's about. He was about to compliment me. I don't remember what I was gonna say, but I actually compliment Callie a lot. I mean to her face, but I usually compliment her. I do too.
Nah.
Anyway.
Nah, you don't.
I usually do.
Not at least not when I'm around.
Actually, I think that might be true. I'm I think I've only really complimented her on some streams where it's a lot, not nobody's, but I did when it was Red, me, and what's his face, and Warren, and I think I have on gaming stream she's not on and so on. But anyways, Kelly's awesome. There, that's a compliment. Anyway. For those who don't know, Callie's the person who does stuff for us at A to J, stream-wise, and she also runs Idol Virtual Stage. I might have missed a word in there. I think it's 4 words.
You got it right. You got it right.
So go follow. I'm sure she knows. She'll put a link in there when she hears this. Go follow that. Anyway, favorite horror movie of mine would probably be I have this written down actually. I thought I really need it, but I have it I have it censored a bit. Oh yeah, the first Evil Dead. That one fucked me up a lot when I watched it. I remember thinking how crazy gory it was, how over the top it was, and it was before Bruce Campbell kind of became a meme. So I like that. I like that a lot more than now. It's all gonna be a joke. It's all gonna be groovy. Or every other one-liner. or like, this is my boomstick.
This is my boomstick.
I'm also a really huge fan of Night of the Living Dead, which we should probably watch one day, because like, that is free. It's in the public domain because they fucked up. It's in the public domain. Anyone can stream that for free. Anyone can do whatever the fuck they want to it for free. Like, they could remake it. People have remade it, because of that. And the ones
What's the one where they're in the mall?
That's Dawn of the Dead. Dawn of the Dead.
Let's watch that one.
That's a great movie. The problem with Dawn of the Dead is that actually, there's not many other movies like this. There are 3 really distinct cuts to that movie, like edits, and they all have their pluses and minuses. So it's kind of like pick your poison, because there's ones that are like, they cut out a lot of the character development. But there's this band called Goblin. They're an Italian band. They're really famous for doing like horror movie soundtracks. And the really cut down Italian version is amazing if you like Italian zombie movies and if you like the band Goblin. But if you want to watch the longer George Romero cut, there's a lot more character development, but there's less Goblin, and there's actually less, like, there's a lot of zombie scenes that aren't in the Romero cut for some reason. So it's a weird, you have to really just choose what you want to watch. I don't know. But yeah, those are probably my favorite. There's a lot of mild favorites. I mentioned Slumber Party Massacre 2, which is funny because like Snakz is like, of all the movies, that one, okay, I wanted to, I regret not finding the clip. I'll have a link to it. But somebody go, I mean, if you really want to see the funniest horror movie clip in your life, and I might not have been able to show it because I think there might have been nudity in the clip. Anyways, go look up Slumber Party Massacre Driller Killer Song or something like that. Or Slumber Party Massacre 2. Driller Killer Song. Do you remember that scene, Snakz?
Yeah, when he's coming down the hallway and
he
she's
starts
trying
singing?
to get into the door.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm watching it right now.
Okay, yeah. First of all, just to paint the picture for you, this is a crazy one because it's implied that this might not really be happening, but they're having a slumber party and they're being attacked by this killer who's kind of like a 50s greaser-looking rocker guy, and his weapon is a guitar.
Hot.
Yeah, it's a very elaborate guitar with a drill
He's
at the end.
hot.
I mean, he is.
There's a drill at the end of the guitar, and he sings before he kills you.
Yeah, and then like it's out of nowhere, it's like, and now it's time for the fun part or some shit like that. And it's like dun 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 dun. And it starts playing this song. It's all like dancing with the drill, and it's so funny. Like I love that movie. It's directed by a guy. It might be written by him too, but it's directed by one of my favorite directors of all time. His name was Jim Wynorski. He also did Chopping Mall. He did Deathstalker 2.
Oh, I love that movie.
He did Deathstalker 2, which, by the way, Deathstalker 2 is my favorite movie of all time. But that's not a horror movie, so we're not going to talk about that in depth. He's done tons and tons of other movies, like A Man After My Own Heart and some of his cheesiness. And even weirdly, it's like now he does like not porn parodies, like softcore porn parodies. Like, if you ever heard of movies like The Blair Witch Project or Cleavage Field. Yes! Cleavage Field.
The Blair Witch.
I'm trying to remember.
I'm watching that Slumber Party Massacre 2 scene that you recommended, where he comes out with the fucking guitar, and it's just like, oh my god, what the fuck?
No,
it's so good.
Fun fact, I actually bought, I mentioned this before, this is video stores to go to, and I would buy tapes from them sometimes, because even at the time, this is like the late 90s when I was like in middle school, so like some of these places were already closing down or transforming, changing to DVD. So every so often, or even if they weren't, like this tape had probably been in there for like 10 years. So I would just ask them, like, hey, can I just buy this from you, you know? And more often than not, they would be like, sure, it's $10 or whatever, you know? But I think that was Deathstalker 2 and Slumber Party Massacre 2 were the first 2 movies like I ever bought from this video store, and I used to watch Slumber Party Massacre 2 constantly, and that clip particularly was my go-to clip to show friends, like, hey, you want something cool? And I'd put in Slumber Party Massacre 2, and I'd have the tape already at that part, and we just sit there and we watch that scene. It's like, yeah, it's the best movie ever, isn't it? Even though we didn't always watch the whole movie.
Okay, I think where he just like goes like into her body, and she's like,
yeah.
Everyone,
it's so funny. Actually, wait. Is it the scene where he's coming up the steps, the stairs in the house, and he goes to the hallway?
Yes.
with the spinny thing, and then he just like ran into her. She's like, "Wah, wah, wah."
Yeah.
No, my favorite part.
It's so funny.
Is that the room she's trying to get into? At first, they don't open the door.
Yes.
Then they.
Yes, I was just about to say that.
And then they start to open the door, but then they hear him coming, and they have more than enough time to let her in, but they just block the door again. So it's like they're just such assholes. They let her die.
Yeah.
They let her die.
It literally. Yeah. Yeah.
I love that scene.
Movie.
The movie's great. The movie has this other really weird scene where this chick is like, "How do I look?" She thinks she has a pimple, and then her face is a giant pimple. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah. I remember. Yeah.
That's disgusting. But my point is that
nasty.
is that there's some other good like little standout bits there, and he does another song at the end, but the second song isn't as clever. But I mean, it's not clever, but it's not as iconic a scene. But he's great. Yeah. All the Slumber Party Massacre movies feature a killer called the Driller Killer. But that's the only one I think that has a really fun driller killer. The other two are just like people who just have drills, like power drills, like not even like anything, a guitar. But yeah, I don't know why that movie's not talked about more. Like, you would think that would be
terrible.
But you would think that would be easy fodder for like, you know, those movie review people. But nobody seems to have discovered it. It's like, I've heard people talk about the first Slumber Party Massacre because that's directed by someone famous. I can't remember her name, but I think it was the person who directed Pet Sematary and a few other things. So it's directed by like a pretty famous like female horror movie director. And that one has like Bring Stevens and other like scream queens. But part 2 I think is the better like movie, but no one knows that one. I don't know. But yeah, everyone look up Jim Wynorski. He does amazing work as well. Like I said, it's just funny to watch his career trajectory because like he does a lot of like softcore porn parodies now. But and he also does like bad, you know, Dino Croc versus Super Gator type movies. So yeah, Sharknado, you know, type movies. I should say that's the genre.
Mm-hmm.
NATO.
But
can we watch Sharknado 6?
No, is there really 6?
No, I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, I really
I
hope.
don't believe you because they're fucking ridiculous like that.
Let me see, Sharknado.
I really hope it's a 6, and I hope it's like 666, and like they're demonic, or something funny like that. It has to be something ridiculous. Well,
there is. It's called The Last Sharknado. It's about time.
It's actually called It's About Time. That's part of the title.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Sharknado 3. Oh hell no.
Is that what it's called?
Let's go. Yeah, it's called Oh hell no.
Oh my god.
Hate that fucking franchise.
So well, my big problem now that I guess I'm talking about this real fast, my big problem with the Sharknado series is that unlike the Driller Killer, I'm pretty sure that at some, and especially if you watch the rest of the movie, like that isn't about that just that one scene, I'm pretty sure that when Jim Wynorski and friends went out to go make the Driller Killer, part of them were trying to make a real movie. You know what I mean? Like they were out there filming a movie. But when you watch Sharknado, they are just they're trying to make a Slumber Party Massacre 2 like that Driller Killer scene, but the whole movie. You know what I mean? It's like they're trying too hard. It's like they're like try hard movies. It's like the scary movie things, but without, and by scary movie I mean like, you know, the parodies. It's like scary movie, but without just admitting you're just of all out parody. That's my big problem with the Sharknado type movies, is that I don't know. It's too intentional for me. I don't know if that makes me sound like whatchamacallit, a hipster, but that's how I feel nonetheless. I don't know. Talk about some Asian horror movies real fast. Have you guys ever seen, and that kind of ties in, I wish I would have remembered about the second Paranormal Activity. Have you guys ever seen the Ring movies?
I have, yeah. I've seen them.
Have you seen the Ring movies?
I haven't seen the...
Huh? You ever seen the what?
Wait, what? Have I seen what?
The Ring movies.
Yes, I have.
Which ones haven't you seen, Snakz, you were about to say?
I haven't seen the newest, the remake, whatever, where they're on the plane or something, and then like the Dark Ooze or
yeah,
something.
I haven't seen that one either. But I was, well, two things. One, I mentioned this on the DTL. I don't know if we were live or not. But I hate, this has nothing to do with anything. But I want to talk really fast about some Asian horror movies to tie this all in, and I want to talk about Ring specifically, Ring and Asian horror. I hate that the American version of the Japanese Ring movie is called Ringu. Because that is the word ring. It's like, why do they choose? And they've since corrected this. If you buy like the Japanese Ring movie on Blu-ray or something, whoever the fuck releases it now, it's called Ring. They don't do the Ringu thing anymore. But it's like, it's like literally giving it the English title. It's like, look, have you seen Ringu? It's like, no, it's Ring. It's like don't make that part of the title, please. It's actually. This is a really huge aside. It's a really huge aside. But I mentioned this when we had Kat on a DTL. Do you guys know that Boruto is Bolt? And I hate that they call him, the show is called Boruto. Because Naruto is a word in Japanese, but Boruto is the Japanese pronunciation of Bolt. So why isn't that show called Bolt in the US? And rant. Unless Nyaru has something to say about that. Are you watching Driller Killer still?
I'm actually going through a Morning Musume primer PowerPoint.
Why?
What the heck?
No,
because I felt like it.
No, because like for those who don't know, if you ever see the Nyaru model like leaning a bit, like stuck in a position, it usually means she's like doing something and she's like hyper distracted. So yeah, the model was like this for the longest time. Like, wait, she's doing something. she's on something right now.
So I like to do like idol classes.
Wait a minute.
So I teach everyone about like different idol groups, and I found a primer for Morning Musume, so I'm going over it for like my next idol class stream.
Hold on.
Can we learn? Can your next stream be about the Asobit girls? Can we learn about them?
Oh yeah, well, don't worry. We're gonna also.
Can we cover the Asobit girls?
I know you're
talking. Come on with me and talk about Asobit girls.
We need the Asobit girls primer. Okay, I'm sorry.
The Asobit girls primer PowerPoint. Let's go. Please if you actually make me one, I will legit read it on stream.
I know you're talking.
I'm sorry, we're getting distracted.
I know you're talking to Nyaru there, but I'll play that before we wrap up here. But I was gonna say before I go any further, Mr. Otaku's all like, "You're missing the best horror movie of them all, BC Butcher." BC Butcher, for those who don't know, is a really, really terrible movie by a pretty awesome young director. Her name is Kansas Bowling. I think she was 16 when she directed that movie. She still does movies now, but her name is Kansas Bowling. It's a trauma movie, and it's one of the stars is Kato Kalin, whose only real claim to fame is that he was the star witness in the O.J. Simpson trial. And it also stars a certain young actress by the name of Molly Ring. And if anyone doesn't know who Molly Ring is, that's Molly from A to J. And she doesn't have any lines. I think her character name is Poppy. And I think she makes out with Kato Kalin at some point in that movie, which apparently was pretty uncomfortable for both of them that she mentioned it. But I actually went to the premiere of that movie. It was at the Egyptian Theater. I went there, support Molly or whatever. And it was so funny that Kansas's dad, the guy who directed it, the girl who directed it, her dad was selling DVDs there, and it was like a really like limited print run DVDs like in a sleeve, and I bought one from him, and I had Molly sign it. I'm like, it's nice and funny, and she was hanging out with all the other movie people, and I felt weird because I didn't really want everyone to sign it, but I felt weird not asking them all to sign it too because Molly just did. But I'm like, I just wanted her to sign it kind of as a joke. But yeah, everyone signed my DVD, and I don't really want it anymore. So I do have I'll auction that off to Mr. Otaku. You can have an original Molly and cast signed BC Butcher. But yeah, go watch that trailer on YouTube. It's a terrible movie. Please don't watch it. I think it might still be. No, actually, it's on Troma's streaming service. So I think you can get a trial for that. But like Troma Now, I think it's called, if you do want to watch it. Molly Ringwald. Not Molly Ringwald. Ring! Die in 7 days, Nyaru.
You do die in 7 days if you see her on your TV.
Now, the whole reason I wanted to bring this up, and I feel like I don't want to talk about that much anymore because I don't have time to really dive into it, was that back when I was younger, I remember like the whole thing was like, oh, the Asian horror movies are taking over. They're the new breed of horror movies here. And by Asian ones, I don't mean just watching the Asian horror movies and bringing them over. It's also remaking them. They remade Dark Water. They remade The Grudge. They're only now remaking the Tomiya. They're making the Tomiya series on Quibi of all fucking services. But they're making the Tomiya. They're making the Tomiya series, and that was in the works for years. And they're doing a few other things, other live actiony type things. But and I just found it funny because like I always thought they were mildly repetitive because most of them are ghost stories, and I already told you my take on ghost stories. But also the whole thing about like, oh, at the time like all the horror movies are like, oh, they're all like so bad, they're all jokes now. But now we have like Sadako versus Kayako, and like those kind of like fucked up joke horror movies and shit like that. But did you guys know that in Japan, first of all, you guys know that The Ring was based on a book?
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't actually know that.
I knew that.
I think some of the earlier, because the Ring movies have been remade countless, like I think 3 or 4 times in Japan. There was a TV version, which I think is free on YouTube. It's not like legally free, but you can watch it on YouTube for free. Then there's the famous movie version, and I think it's been remade again, more accurately to the book. But I think the movie one and the more accurate to the book one changed the. Originally, with the movie, the tape you would watch, the Sadako tape, would have the creepy shit, like the creepy images. Then it would say, you're going to die in 7... The video said this. You're going to die in 7 days, and the only way to not die is to do this. But the kids who watched the movie recorded over it. So originally the tape told you what to do. But in the book, the whole idea with this tape is that everyone who watched it, if they made a copy, the curse would pass on to the next person. But if you didn't make a copy, wait, what was it? It doesn't matter. The point is, you would give birth to a Sadako. You'd give birth to another Sadako baby. And the whole idea was that eventually the world would be overrun by Sadakos. Yes. Oh, yeah, if a girl saw it, you get... So, and then it gets better. So you're like, what kind of horror movie is this? Then in the very last Ring book, it's called Loop, by the way. The very last Ring book, you find out that all of this is a computer simulation. And Sadako is a virus.
That's so dumb.
And when you get the phone call, and I think this is pre-Matrix, because the book was written like in the early 90s. I think it was pre-Matrix. When you get the phone call, and that the phone call like they all got, that was to pull you out of the simulation. And that was so that's how crazy the Ring books were, and that the whole thing was a Sadako virus. And believe it or not, there have been attempts to like adapt that. But it always blows my mind that the Ring franchise, the books were so much more unique. They were stupid, but they were so much more unique story-wise. And yet, all the movies ever really try to do is like, oh, Sadako Ghost this, They kind of made it into a poor man's Grudge, especially as the series went on, because they started exploring her youth and shit like that. But yeah, in case just spoiling Ring for you, it was about a computer virus that was taking over the computer simulation.
Thanks for spoiling it.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks.
No, it's funny too. It's funny too because you don't realize what's going on, because like the whole giving birth thing makes no sense. It's like, why are they giving birth? And then it turns out like Sadako convinces someone or like possesses someone to make the Ring movie, like the movie Ring, in the universe. And them watching, I think that's supposed to be very meta, and them watching it is gonna give like a theater full of baby Sadako, pregnant Sadako people, and like at a time, and it was gonna just like exponentially grow. And yeah, and to be fair, it's not a full spoiler because I don't remember how Loop resolves it. Like, why don't they just shut down the fucking world that they created? I don't know how Loop resolves it. Like how they're God. But yeah, spoiler: Sadako's a virus. Anyway, look at the chat. No,
thanks a lot, Manuel.
Wait, is it really that bad? It looks fine for me.
I have it on 160. It's just frozen.
Oh no, it's playing.
Yeah,
sure?
same.
It's playing. Maybe it looks frozen because I'm the only one moving.
But it's bad. It's really bad.
There's been
Look,
23
I'll move
members
right
of us.
now.
Oh, I got an ad now when
It's
I
bad.
opened it.
It's very bad.
Is the
You
audio?
know what? It is what it is.
Is the audio okay though?
I have it on mute, so.
Oh, you son of a bastard!
Everyone who's important left already.
Wait, Callie, are you
Like
there?
me. Goodbye.
No.
Goodbye.
We still have 6 viewers. Callie,
Goodbye.
did you leave too?
Fun fact: there are 23 members of Asobic Girls, formerly. God.
Oh. So they're one of those big ass groups.
No, those people all graduated, and then they were gone. The people joined and were gone in a year. Anyway, horror movies.
Oh, by the way, the
Asian
whole.
movies. Have you?
I was gonna mention I love the Tomiya movies. I love the Grudge movies. There's a Grudge TV series, which looks pretty good. My problem with the Grudge. Well, I don't like the American Grudge remakes at all. My problem with the Grudge is they're kind of all the same movie. So I don't know how that TV series can really change anything up. Basically, it's just like you go in the house and there's no escaping getting killed eventually. But watch that. Watch it. It might be good. And the Tomiya movies. For those who don't know, Tomiya is a Junji Ito character where she's so like beautiful. She gets someone to fall madly in love with her, and eventually they kill her. And then, similar to the Sadako thing, fun fact: each body part grows another Tomiya. And then the whole cycle begins anew. Which, once again, like eventually the Tomiyas are gonna like overpopulate. Who knows? But there's some really good movies based on this. Once again, the series is really hit and miss because like some of them are direct to video, some of them are theatrical. The first one's amazing, where he has like the head in the basket. But everyone go watch that. And that's it for Asian horror. We'll wrap up the horror so we can watch the so bits and wrap up entirely. So let's just wrap up. Anything else to think about horror movies?
Yeah, I think you were talking about, there's a section here that says sort of the fall, and I want to add something sort of to that because I don't if you've seen The Host. Have you seen The Host?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm not talking about the Host movie itself, but I'm talking about the title, The Host. They also used to have movies like Audition and something Ishin. Like the movies were always ended with some kind of Ishin, like back then I guess when they were getting popular, like in the mid 2000s. So I'm like, I wonder if the titles had something to do with that or
like they were all very
like
similar.
That. Yeah, they all have like similar titles. It would be like Infection or Audition or like some stuff like that. But it was completely different movies. It was kind of silly.
Well, I've always said that like the American Dark Water is a million times better than the Japanese Dark Water, and I feel like just explaining this one movie, I always felt is the problem with translating a lot of Asian horror movies, because in the Japanese, the whole thing about Dark Water is that there's a spirit that manifests itself through like mold appearing in the house, like water damage, and that's not really scary to like a Westerner, but in Japan, it's a very huge fear of a homeowner to have like water damage in your house. It's a very humid area, you know. It's not a thing you could easily like fight, and it's just funny, especially in that movie, because it's not because like literally, I'm not exaggerating. Watch the movie, the Japanese one, and you'll see what I mean. She'll wake up and there's mold in her corner of her room, and it starts getting a little bigger. And when I say mold, it's not like the way the American Dark Water shows it, where it's like this crazy, scary, spooky, supernatural mold. No, it's just mold. It's like, and when she would wake up and then jump scare, and I'm like, call a repairman, you know, like paint over that shit, scrape it off the wall, get the new drywall. Why is this scary? Why the fuck am I watching? You know. And then somebody explained to me, like, oh no, that's a very Japanese thing. You don't understand. And I'm like, yes, that's what I feel. What's wrong with a lot of Japanese horror is that it doesn't translate well. They take the ideas and then they try to make them Western, and then it either becomes inferior. I don't know. I don't think they were ever as good as the whole horror crowd was making them sound to be. It's just that everyone was tired of all the scary movies and the slasher remakes that were going on at the time. So That's my hot take. My 10-year-old hot take on it all. But I do agree with Snakz also. There was definitely an overabundance. And I know this because I used to buy a lot of horror movies back then, like physically own them. And there were just so many being released. And they would release all the schlock too. Like they would put out all the really bad direct-to-video Japanese horror movies that nobody outside of the dozen Japanese people would ever see. But now we're watching them in the West. Like that was, it was a waste subtitling them, but here we are watching them. That kind of bullshit. I don't know. Everyone also, this is my last little suggestion. Everyone go watch this movie called Echo Ozark. I think it's Echo Ozark. I said that right. It's this movie about this. It's actually based on a manga as well. It's about this girl who like is like a witch. She like an exorcist, an exorcist, that's a better way to put it, or whatever, good witch. And she goes to the school, and she, like, gets rid of spirits there, then, it's a great movie, though. Everyone should watch it. It's awesome. And I think there's even some weird nudity in there, so yeah, like, I made a joke in for those who don't know, I'm actually on maybe I'll plug it this time on YouTube. I'm actually on a horror podcast, a much bigger one, that I don't host, not A to J. And we were talking about a long time ago. We were talking about the differences in Asian horror movies. And one of the things I pointed out is that there's no nudity in them. That nudity in Asian stuff is like this weird line that, like, once you put nudity in there, it becomes like a pink movie. And like you gotta have a ton of nudity. There's no like middle ground. There's no like shower scene or Friday the 13th sex scene. Then they get killed. You know what I mean? That doesn't exist. Mm-hmm. But Echo Ozark does have one random, not, pink movie type nude scene. So it's just funny to watch it. It's so unusual. It took me by surprise whenever I watch it. Anyways, I have some notes here that I was gonna put. Like, we should have did a tier list, and I realized that last night. We should have very quickly tier listed, the franchises like Nightmare, Halloween, and all that shit. Yeah, we'll do that later. Maybe I'll do that for next year. I actually have a lot to say about the Halloween movie, so I'll save that for then. Whenever we do that, maybe we'll still squeeze it in this year, because there is a week I don't know what we're doing. Nyaru, anything else? Any horror movies you're looking forward to watching besides the Japanese Paranormal Activity?
Oh,
where I'm gonna try to do a movie watch with all my subscribers this coming month. We did a movie night yesterday. Actually, we watched Rambo 2008. It was pretty fun. Had a lot of people show up. But yes, I'm gonna watch all the Nightmare on Elm Street, including the ones after 3.
Oh my god!
With my Discord. So if you want to join my Discord and you're subscribed to me, please.
It's like that.
You're more than welcome.
Please.
Exclusive. Yeah, exactly.
Please.
Please.
Try to.
Oh god.
Oh my god! I don't do a Snakz. We're all Visco girls or whatever. I can't even do it. It sounds like rats, like like chuckling or something.
Yeah. I think that's what I'm supposed to imitate, actually. So.
Oh god. Anyways, anything you're looking forward to watching, Snakz? Anything at all? I mean, it doesn't have to be new. It could be anything.
I'm looking forward to watching. I'm not,
I used to do, like, when I was cooler and I had more free time. I used to do like watching, like, during Halloween, like during October, I should say more accurately. I would watch like 3 horror movies like every day to kind of like catch up my backlog, so to speak.
Oh yeah.
I doubt I ever have time to do that again. But I would like to do a few of them. I have a lot of ones that I want to see, and it's funny because I'm like limiting it to things I have on services. So even there, I'm like, there's so much to watch. I'm in the middle of watching Sabrina, which is not really the most horror thing to talk about, but it's still pretty cool. I hear it gets really bad, so I might just stop watching here at the end of the season 1. But by Sabrina, I mean the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, what's it's called, Teenage Witch or whatever, but the spoopy one where it's all demonic. And I did mention I do kind of want to watch that Grudge TV series, which is on Netflix. I'm not sure if I'm going to. It looks bad. And yeah, that's probably it off the top of my head. I do want to rewatch a lot of my classics. Like I want to watch Slumber Massacre too. I have not seen that in at least 5 years. so probably way longer than that. And I want to watch that again. It's on Amazon Prime. If you have Amazon Prime, I'm 99% sure that movie's free, and so not free, but like on Amazon Prime, and so is Deathstalker 2. So yeah, so you can go watch both of two of my favorite movies of all time for free if you're a Prime subscriber. But yeah, let's wrap it up there. I think that's a good place to wrap it up, and we covered pretty much everything. We should have made this a tier list. Oh yeah, the audience's favorite horror movies. I meant to ask that a long time ago. I don't know why I put that way down here. If you have a favorite horror movie, put in the chat right there, and I'll say if it's good or not.
I think Mystery Otaku said something about
BC Butcher. That movie
Alien.
sucks. Oh, Alien.
No, not well. He said Alien. Yeah.
Alien. First of all, like, I love Alien and Aliens, and it's cool he mentioned that. I wish I thought about this, because like they're like the nice movie to talk about, those two, because like they're within the same like genre, but they're within the same, I guess, still series, but they're both completely different genres. It's like Aliens is like an action movie, then Alien is like a legit horror movie. It's great. For those who've never seen Alien, and you might think you know what it's all about, but that's where the very famous chest burster thing comes from. It's a great movie. Everyone should watch it. And just similar to Nightmare, though, except earlier, stop after Aliens. Just watch the first two, Alien and Aliens, and pretend the rest never existed. Just stop right there. That's all you need to see. But yeah, any others you could let me know. What's coming up now? Join our Patreon, patreon.com/JDJConnections. We do have some interviews coming up that will be there exclusively first. Shout out to any of the current patrons. I haven't mentioned the Patreon in like a month, so I just wanted to mention it there before we actually do our real updates. Snakz and I think other people too, but Snakz and I for sure are streaming Phantasmagoria on Thursday here on A to J, and I think also on Snakz's channel, so tune into either to watch that. Also, tomorrow we should be doing Among Us, just a very chill stream.
Among Us.
Please.
A really chill one.
Can we do Among Us tonight?
I don't know. No.
Oh, okay.
No, because
I'm sleepy.
Same. I was gonna say, like, I actually was fighting off sleep just to get to this time of the day. I'm gonna get some stuff together and then knock the fuck out, like early-ish. And then on Saturday we're doing DTL, and we'll have a really weird cast because there's a lot of new people in it. So tune into that as well. It'll be interesting to watch. I said that last week, but this week's happening again, so it'll be really different. So tune into that. And then next Tuesday, I'm 99. I don't see the schedule in front of me, but I'm 99% sure we're talking horror games next Tuesday. It'll be mainly RPG Maker, mainly stuff like that. But I did want to talk about board games. Like, I don't know have you ever played 1313 Dead End Drive or like horror thingies like that, Nyaru? Your mouth.
She's died.
I know. I thought you died.
I died. Wait, did I actually die?
You did die for a while
you
there.
died.
Oh, okay. Anyways, what's coming up with me for?
Have you? Oh my god, did you fall asleep?
We're asking you if you've played any RPG Maker horror games.
Oh, I mean, Yumeniki, isn't that one?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
that's definitely one.
Yeah, I'm playing that.
Corpse Party. You ever played any of these other spooky games? Splatterhouse.
I'm dying.
Oh my god. Well, time to wrap it up.
Well, we'll see what we talk about. I'm pretty sure we're gonna leave out all the Ouija stuff because apparently Nyaru's like gonna die if I bring it up again.
No.
So we'll probably leave all that out. I haven't announced the host yet, but I do have someone in mind, so just keep an eye out for that. It's funny because this next week is the one I still haven't announced the person, but I think the rest of the month I have already scheduled. Like Ren and what's her name? Ren and Haro are gonna be on with us. Not Snakz, but Ren and Haro, me and Nyaru are gonna be on doing a tier list for Halloween costumes. And then like the end of the month we're gonna have Pleiades on. We're talking about like the horrors of 2020. So everyone tune in. It'll be a lot of fun all month. What's new with you, Nyaru? There you go. Now's your chance.
Birthday. Happy birthday to me. I'm turning 18. Shit. Please come celebrate my birthday with me this coming week. I'm streaming all week, every single day. Once again, even though I already do that, but
you're gonna die.
But I do have birthday information right here. Feel free to check it out. and also check out my Twitch. I stream from there, and I'm opening my YouTube channel very, 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 very soon, probably next month. So if you like YouTube, yeah, if you like YouTube videos instead of streams, like I got you covered soon. I got you covered. That's really it.
Will it be archives, or will you be streaming there too?
No, I'm not gonna stream on YouTube. I think I'm gonna stick to Twitch, unless like, yeah. But yes, YouTube is coming soon.
Okay.
For now, you can go on my Twitch, or you can check out my birthday stuff. And hello, Ozzy. I'll play Oni with you if I need to, because I am scared shitless of that game.
That's also
the game with the purple heads, right?
Yeah, the purple heads.
That's also on my little short list to do this time. I think it's a little short, which is why it didn't quite make the cut. We played Toilet in Wonderland, and next week we're playing Corpse Party instead. I didn't want to fill up the whole month with RPG Maker though, so I didn't want to include too many. I'm like, we could literally fill up the whole month with RPG Maker horror games, but Snakz, what's new with you besides you're just doing a lot of streams? You're playing Mafia, aren't you?
Yeah, well, I just recently finished that game actually.
You did. You just started.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I play a lot. So for October, I've got a bunch of like scary games and stuff lined up on my channel. Twitch.tv/Snakz92. I'll put a link in the chat. But tomorrow is actually my actual birthday, so I might do a birthday stream for that. But those are the only things I have planned currently.
I should also mention that I plan to stream like some solo streams, which should have better latency. Fun fact, because I won't be hosting all this other stuff, like me playing Sweet Home and some other thing, mainly Sweet Home. But there's a few other games I have lined up if I have time to finish Sweet Home. I'm just so worried that Sweet Home will take me like 30 hours to beat. It shouldn't take that long, but you know what I mean. That it might take me like 4 or 5 sessions and eat up like the whole month. So we'll see what happens.
Let's play.
So yeah, that's pretty much it for the show. I'm just upset that like our viewer count ticked back up right when we're closing. I'm like, no, we're done. Oh my god! And Callie left. I'm still sad Callie left.
Yeah.
No,
well, the stream.
I didn't know she was leaving.
Get any better.
No, I didn't know she was leaving. But then when I was like, no, Callie's still there, and Nyaru's like, no, Callie left. I'm like, Callie, if you're still there, say something. And she never did. So now I'm sad.
She left. I already knew that.
Anyway, that's it. Halloween schedule's here. If you wanna know more stuff about A to J streams, follow us on Discord. There'll be a link. Here's a link in the chat, but there'll be a link in YouTube if you're watching it there too. The Halloween schedule's already in there, and you could talk to us about shit. Nyaru's in there as well, but it's not as Nyaru-centric. Just go there, have fun. Just have fun, everyone. Take care of yourselves, be safe, and have a happy Spooktober. We're still a few days away. 2 days away. There's only 30 days in September. I gotta remember that. Anyways, good night. Have a nice night. Nyaru's dying. She's in a food coma because she ate so much pizza.
Why?
Yeah.
Good night. Peace out. Bye.
Good night.